You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, everybody? It's your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders Podcast. Check it out. Today, we're talking indie comics, kiddo. That's right. We got this homie here. He's an independent comic book creator. He got an amazing project that's currently live right now on Kickstarter. All right. Kaiju-Mania. Yeah, yo. It's about to get crazy. Kaijus. I mean, oh, man. Let's learn about this whole new wonderful world from the one, the only, the very talented Alan Johnson.
Hello, Al. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for hanging out and talking about this amazing project that's currently live right now on the Kickstarter and the crowdfunding. So good on you for putting something out there. Awesome. Independent creator.
Thank you.
Rocking it. All right. So before we get into the greatness of this project, let's get to know you a little bit. So where you from originally?
From Portland, Oregon. Kind of born and raised here. The Pacific Northwest is where I call home. I first started creating in the first and second grade. I used to write little stories about a detective that a lady in a red dress would come in and like give him this case, and it was kind of like this noir theme type thing. And then from there, in sixth grade, a group of friends and I would work on this project where we would like write and create the story, do the art, color it, and then read it at break and recess.
Oh, wow. Wait, you actually had a tribe, bro?
Yeah. We had a little group. And
Nice.
I'm actually working on a project as a tribute to that because I'm taking that story concept and kind of redeveloping it, and I'm actually going to publish it as something.
How did you even get to meet them, and connect your fandoms?
Well, I met them in sixth grade, so that was just through school and stuff like that. But ultimately, when Facebook became a thing, that's how I started connecting with people that, I didn't normally have access to. And then when I fell into writing, because I actually formed a film production company in 2016 called Inspire One Productions.
Ooh, wait a minute. So you were all about film before you even did this bad boy?
Yes, I was all about film before I got into comic books. I actually ran my film production company for about 4 years before I had taken this concept that I'd been trying to develop into like a TV show, but it was actually based on a concept I created way back in the day called Kajar and Kajaria, and it was going to be a video game where basically you were this character that had these powers where each time he bonded with an animal, he inherited that trait, and he used it to stop this group of terrorists that were trying to take over the world by allowing poachers to hunt people and stuff like that. And I really liked writing, and that's why I decided to take Kajar into the comic book world, because as I was writing the script for it in the TV realm, I realized the type of budget it was going to take. And I was like, I would never be able to get these funds myself. I need to do something that I could actually manage. And so I looked into comic book as a way and avenue to take that path. And then we released the first issue in 2018. And then from there, I started getting intermingled into some of the Facebook groups of, supporting independent comics and stuff like that, and connecting with a lot of great creators. And so I wanted to, do something that I could collaborate with all these people I was networking with. And so the idea spawned in my mind about Kaiju-Mania. And so basically what that is an anthology that's set up to where each story can be its own, but there's a alien saucer traveling through the stories as the reader's reading the comic, collecting the monsters from each story that each team created and pitting them in a fight at the end of the comic. And the super unique thing about that is the fans get to choose the outcome, because we had each team create their story, but we also had each team create a variant cover. And so basically the variant cover that gets backed the most at the end of the Kickstarter will get tallied up, and we will design the entire fight scene at the end based on the outcome of that.
Oh, cool. So the grand champion.
Exactly.
Oh, dope. And how did you think that little idea up? That's unique.
Honestly, I gotta give credit to Travis, one of the writers on the team. He does Orange Cone Productions. He's pretty phenomenous with comics and stuff like that. He had, floated the idea to me because I was trying to think of a way to make the Kickstarter more engaging. And he was like, why don't you let the fans decide who wins the fight? And I was like, that's brilliant. Let's do it. So that's where that came from.
How does that get decided, though? I mean, what's the mechanism here?
So like I said, the variant covers are all set up in the Kickstarter. If you want to bring up the campaign.
Oh, we're definitely going to bring it up. But
and so basically, backers choose the outcome by choosing the monster they want to win the fight, because each monster has its own variant cover. So those 4 covers right there, if you whichever one sells the most is gonna, end up. We have the artist on standby for when the Kickstarter ends to tally up the fight and design the fight specifically based on that outcome.
Excellent.
Now, the other 3 monsters is kind of a free-for-all because there's no way for us to predetermine who's going to be at the very bottom or anything like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, so one monster is going to win the fight, and the fan chooses that. And the unique thing is, in issue 2, we're going to get a whole new creative team for each story and bring this monster that wins this fight back, so...
so basically the monster's gonna have to battle for the championship yet again.
Exactly.
Very nice concept, yo. And talk about so it was Greg, Ian, and then people part of that group that you met.
No, they weren't part of the group I was creating with way back when, but they were the first people I met in the Facebook groups that I became a part of. And so they were the people that I was looking to kind of collaborate with, but I didn't have a project that I had foreseen that I could jump on that would allow for that. So I just kind of created this concept and started hiring individual teams as I could afford and put, the end pieces all together. And then we took it to Kickstarter.
Oh, the life of an indie supporter, right? Having to reach into your own pocket.
I feel it.
Yeah, I feel that. But again, you're doing something fun. I mean, look at this. Woo, baby. So are any of the humans, return characters, or are they also one and doners that'll probably get their asses kicked?
The human characters are pretty much one and done. The only one that might make a return, depending on the end outcome of the fight, is Henry from Henry's Imagination, which is the story I wrote, because basically that boy creates the monster that we're seeing in his head. And so he's kind of a tangible connection to that monster.
Got you. He's a kaiju boss. Hey, look at this sicko right here.
And so that's the Pete Vasquez cover.
Very nice.
Pete is an artist out of New York. He works relentlessly, and glad to have him on the team.
And I see he loves G.I. Joe, because I look like the jet fighter from the G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah, I forget the model, but yeah, he actually held that as he was drawing it. Oh, nice. And he actually donated the original cover art as a reward that we're adding as one of the stretch goals.
Ooh, we're gonna go through those rewards in a minute, folks. And then look at this. This is foul. Look at this guy. This is not a happy story, apparently, huh?
No, it's kind of a twisted story, and that comes from Chris McCauley, who is a writer based out of the UK. And that's another unique thing about this project is each person is kind of all around the world, and we were all just kind of plucked and put into this project by yours truly, and it's kind of come together cohesively, greater than we could have, hoped for.
Wonderful. Look at you putting teams together, man. Look at there's writers, there's illustrators, colorists, letterer.
Yeah, Phil did amazing with the colors.
Oh, look at this look. I love this look. Going old school too with the dots.
Yeah, that's Travis Gibbs' story from Orange Cone. It was illustrated by Ignacio de Miguelo and lettered by Jerome Gagnon.
Whoa.
And that is the Patrick B cover. I can't pronounce his last name.
Mr. B, no problem. That is a beautiful cover. I like this one a lot. Oh, look at that. Now, this is like an old school style comic, though. He did it.
Yeah, I kind of like the way he chose to take it that way, especially because it's in the Amazon and it's kind of supposed to be ancient.
Yeah, and the thick black lines and all, and the characters. Nice, nice, nice. Look at this. Gorgeous. Hungry Beast.
And so that's Henry up there with his hand out, and he's
Henry.
Connected. Yeah, he's connected to the monster. So
okay, I see the fan favorite already. It's gonna have to be Henry, bro. If he's connected to the kid, you don't want this kid to die unless you're an evil man. Lady.
And so that art is done by Lee Reese. He also did the art of the pages of this story.
And what 8th World Comics? Is that your baby now too?
Yeah, so that's the comic imprint I formed last year and decided to go, full swing into it.
From a movie company to a comic imprint, Alan is taking over the world for real, kiddo. What?
And so those are the colors. Nice. They're actively being worked on right now by Phil Leon.
Oh no, but I like the colors on this. They really do pop. Well done. Well done. Look at homie in a rush over here. What's wrong with him? All right, let's get into what white people could do, right? Wait, not even. Wait up. Wait a minute. How dare I? Let's do this trailer real quick that you got. Because people also got to take a look this way.
Definitely. So give them a little peek.
Yeah. Here's a sneak peek, folks. Check it out.
If you play the one at the top, it's actually a collection of all 4 of the videos. Each story has a video.
All right, so let me remove and then add because this is funny that way. It wants me to hit a special button, if you will. If I don't hit this button, which it should just be doing it on auto, in my opinion, but that's me. Let's go all the way to the top because right now you have 25 days to go, 29 backers. You're looking at 3K. You're at 846. You're almost reaching that first K. Don't you worry. That's going to be done real quick. Folks, check this out.
I think we lost audio.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
It's nice if I pressed unmute myself.
gotcha.
I'm saying your Henry looks badass in those other panels that were shown in that video. Holy smokes!
Yeah, that goes all the way to Lee Reese. He did an amazing job, and that's why I chose him to do the in fight. So the in fight is going to be 6 pages of absolute carnage. The only page that's actually going to have any sort of like script to it in the fight is the last page, so we could decide who wins.
Yo, and let me tell you, that was a brutal scene too. When homie was getting a knife to the top of the head. Holy smokes! Oh damn! His eye popped out, looking like Glenn from Walking Dead. Oh damn! Violent. Love it. So let's talk about it. So people could play this with $10 no reward, right? Just because they're kind and they have $10. Otherwise, it's $4. You could get a digital copy, $8, digital deluxe. So
which includes some original sketches.
Really, for $8?
Yeah.
Nice. And $10 is an original cover digital copy. 15 a variant cover digital copy. When you say variant, these are the physical rewards, correct?
Yes. So the each cover has a variant cover, and that's also how we decide the fight. And so I think it tells you how many people have backed it, and that's basically who's winning the fight right now.
Gotcha. We got Relinquish, got 2 backers. Tarwet, got 6. Who's the first one over here?
Hakiojin.
Yeah, got 1 backer. He behind.
Yeah, I think Tarwet's taking the cake right now.
Yeah. Then you could do a double up. So two different variants in a digital copy. Very nice. Oh, and I love these. Beautiful. And wow. What a deal. Holy shit, bro. That's a great deal.
Yeah, we really wanted to deliver for retail shops on this so that we can get it in there so that when we do next issue and it's a whole new creative team on everyone, they already have the door kind of open to get it out there.
That's insane. We're talking about roughly 20 copies.
Yeah.
Of the book for $55. You got the four variants. So that's 4 of each and 4 of the OG cover. Wonderful deal. Holy shit. Wow, I've never seen a deal this good for retailers. Well done. Then the Monster Mash for $100. A framed photo, all the covers and digital stuff, and all the sketches. Now, what do you mean by the framed photo? What's popping there?
We actually have a painting that was donated by Joe Tolliver, and so we're having some prints done of that, and so those will probably take the place of the framed photo.
Oh, cool. Oh, damn. And even crazier retailer package, talking about 50 copies now for $1.60. Wow. Wow, folks, guys, retailers, you got to jump on Andy. These are some fun books right here. I ain't no chicken duck. Does he taste like chicken, though? That's what we want to know. All right, so what's going to happen after this book? So you say you have another idea to continue it with a more creative team. Like, how far would you like to see this go eventually?
Well, ideally, if we're successful with this, we're trying to create a all-inclusive collaborative project for up-and-coming indie creators. And so basically, if this is successful, the door will be open for all creators to jump on. And if we time it right and do it right and budget it right, theoretically within 2 to 3 years, we'll build up this reputation of bringing back the champion for a fight or whatever, and just kind of create this whole inclusive project that kind of tries to include everyone and gets everyone hired and everyone working. I really think it will help the community. I'm working on multiple things at once, so this is just kind of one aspect of what I'm doing.
So this is just one small bit of Eighth World.
Oh yeah, this is just one division. We're working in the entertainment industry with, we're setting it up so music artists can get, into recording studio and record free from charge. and get working with people that have done it and been through the ringer and can give them advice and feedback, because my original endeavor was trying to start a nonprofit that would help people that are pursuing some kind of passion or dream of some kind and give them the tools and resources to succeed in that path. And so while we weren't entirely successful in forming the nonprofit, we've kind of, started forming divisions in ways that we could still go about the same core mission of that nonprofit, but not have to conform to the many rules and regulations that a nonprofit would have to conform to.
Gotcha. Isn't that nice? No rules. Don't conform. I'm digging it. All right. So I want you to now talk to me a bit about in your journey, what's kind of one of the lessons you've learned? Because, coming from that movie side and then now doing this as a comic, but then, trying to expand to help, more than just yourself, of course, but the community as a whole. So talk about that journey.
The biggest thing I've learned is, we're all connected with our hearts to what we work on and what we try to, create. But if you can take a step back and look at it from a perspective of, what can somebody add to this, whether it be in the form of collaboration or, them working as an actor on your project or whatever, I find that collaboration is where you get that product that actually has, some meat to it and some potatoes and that people actually want to jump on. And so the more people that you can get into a position of doing what they want to do compared to doing what they have to do. Hey, what's going on, Phil? I believe it just creates, true happiness, and that's hard to come by in today's world. So my whole thing is, just creating those opportunities for people. And so I'm not going to lie, I don't put out the best stuff, but I put out stuff that has heart to it, and that I'm going to put my all into. And I try to find people that are like-minded and work in the same kind of aspects. And I've learned that, you can't just let somebody poke holes in your ship. You got to kind of steer it. But at the same time, give them the opportunity.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. Very true. And look who we have popping over here. One on the colorist, the one on the Philly on the electric crayon.
So the one and only.
So Phil, talk to us, brother. A little bit of where you from and how did you get into being a colorer, creator, and how did you meet Alan?
Oh, wow, that's a long story. But I do color work, a little bit of editorial, a little bit of pre-press, but I got started about the time that I was kind of getting burnt out and working in the music business, gigging, all that stuff. I wanted
rough industry for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to doing my artwork and stuff. So I went to an indie convention. I talked to some guys there, some really good guys from up in Chicago, actually, and after the con, they said, hey, come hang out. We're going to the coffee shop afterwards. And we drank a lot of coffee, talked a lot of comics. They told me what they'd been up to. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm doing. So got in on a few collaborative projects, and wasn't sure where I wanted to go yet with it, because I used to do all my art. And it's like, well, the figures doing collaborative and being in getting into production, I do color work because that was the one that I was a little more familiar with in the digital realm, outside of the traditional stuff. And it kind of stuck, and a few books later, and that got pulled into doing an online con every week or every all weekend, once a month there through the lockdown and everything. And that's where I met Al. And
nice.
Then from there, he pulled Pete in on the project, and I know Pete pretty well and stuff. And then those guys ended up contacting me and said, would you be interested in working on this? And I saw the stuff and I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh yes.
So that brings you about to where we're at right now.
Wonderful. So what was it about the project that really kind of got you hooked like a fish, if you will?
giant monsters.
Yeah. We're of that generation, aren't we? I love me my
yeah.
giant monsters and my giant robots. You give me
Yeah.
any of that, I don't care what people say about Pacific Rim. I love that. Giant monsters and giant robots, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I appreciated the first one. The second one kind of lost me.
There you
Did
go.
you
I
see the
I
cartoon?
agree.
The cartoon was
The
fire,
cartoon's off the hook.
That I never
Right.
got to catch. That
though.
one's
Phil, what are
pretty
you
good,
doing?
huh?
You have to watch the cartoon.
Oh, I have so many things in queue to watch and stuff. So much.
Add another one.
So
And
little
add Primal
time.
on top of it. If you have not watched Primal, you have
Yeah,
to watch
Primal's
that.
pretty
Yeah,
good, too.
Primal's excellent. Yes, yes.
I can't wait for season 2. I can't believe a wordless cartoon made me feel so much. I was like, oh damn, love it. So yeah, man, are we gonna get a cartoon out of this? I mean, is that
It's
in
a
the
very
plan?
good possibility. I have an animator that
like
we did a little cartoon called Pottoria with.
Oh yeah,
Then, I might go to him and put together a little segment of the monsters fighting and stuff like that. I'm also talking to a couple developers. I want to kind of develop a button mash monster fight game.
Please do.
yeah.
Not like Rumble. I don't want to knock down buildings. I want to knock down other monsters.
No, it would be more in the style of like either Rampage or
Rampage, yeah.
Rampage.
Or
there was this old PS2
Altered Beasts.
There was this old PS2 monster game that I forget the title of right now, but it was basically just a ripoff of Rampage. But it was pretty good.
So let's bring it. That's what we need in the world. So
Yeah, we
Phil,
haven't had a good big giant monster fight game for a while.
Yes, we need those. And Phil, with that voice, are you gonna be voicing any of the monsters, bro? Are you gonna go into voiceover work next?
Oh, I guess everybody tells me that I should do that.
It's
I've
true,
done
bro.
that for a couple of
This man's a
buddies on their
magician with the voice.
on their projects. I've done that on like even when we're promoting the Kaiju series, like when me and Pete were doing it, Pete read the little introduction, played the video, and I just read the summary of the story while the video was playing. But yeah, I've done that a couple.
It sounded really
times.
good. It sounded like it should have been in, like how it played.
I
So
know
you gotta have him as
go all
a
into
character.
go all into movie trailer man voice
In a world where
where kaijus roam rampant.
There you go. Oh man, bro, what? There you go. Perfect.
Well, I'm just kind of used to that. I was a front man vocalist in bands for years.
What?
Years.
What
yes.
got you into the music, Phil?
God, I don't know. It happened about the same time as art when I was young.
Okay.
Like
So
I
you
don't
couldn't
know.
decide. You took it all in.
Monsters has been ever since I was little that I liked them. Music, I dug it, but I got into it hardcore around when I was 15, and that was about with art. I'd done it since I was a kid, but I really got into that, like doing that a lot just on my own, loving drawing and everything. And that was when I was 15 too, so it's been a long journey with both of them for me.
Great. What would you say? Was there any highlights on the music side that you could talk about?
Oh God.
What was like the most stick out memory?
Lots of crazy memories with that one. Got to meet a lot of cool band people along the way that I didn't figure I'd get to meet or just bump into, whether it was random at a concert or at a show that I was at that we got to open for and stuff.
Nice.
It's just been a really, really fun ride. The music end was really fun. Did that for 20 years, probably more. And,
Crazy.
yeah, it's just both music and art have always been a way that I've really liked to be able to express myself, I mean, and if I didn't have one, like I said, when I was getting away from the music stuff, you've got that you got to do something. It's like, okay, comics, that's what I'm doing now. That's what I
awesome,
like.
bro.
My regular drawing style is kind of like that, along that line anyhow. Like people used to say, it was more like remind them of like kind of the Mad Magazine style art, when they're doing parodies and stuff like that. But yeah, I got into the color stuff and it just kind of stuck. So I don't really get too much time to do line work anymore.
That's the way, man. You're coloring pops. You're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
I do want to know this though. Before we go, gentlemen. You got this dope project out on the Kickstarters, but are you guys gonna be showing up at any conventions where we could meet you in person and pick up copies of this eventually? In person.
I guess that's up to the fans.
Oh,
Send us to some cons.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've been itching because I haven't done tabled at a convention since 2 years ago when the initial, like, I got one in like a week before all the lockdown stuff went.
I've never had one. I almost had one. I almost did the Rose City Comic-Con, but I had purchased premium table placement without purchasing a table. Yeah. And I didn't understand that until like the day of, and I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, you just purchased premium placement. You didn't purchase a table. I was like, what? Spent like $600. Like, what do you mean? Like, no refunds.
Oh God. Yeah. Tabling fees. Luckily I haven't had to deal with those too much. Like that last con, they're like, don't, it was at a comic shop. They're doing it was across this big shopping center-y type place. And I was located in the comic shop, and they had stuff at the library there and a bunch of the other stores that were participating that were nerd and geek oriented. And that was a good time. And then I just went ahead and made the dive because I'd met one guy at a convention, Joey, and he hit me up out of the blue a couple of weeks ago. And he's out at another one of the local shops. So I got to go out there for Free Comics Book Day. They had me and some other artists out there, and we're doing some sketches for the kids. So I was getting all warmed up again into, actually being out in public and the art thing and all that, as far as the, being out in public part goes. But
get it done, Phil. Get it done. You too, Alan. We want to see you at these shows.
Yeah, definitely.
And fans, again, I showed the source several times. You got to go to inked.pub/Kaiju-Mania to take you straight to that Kickstarter project and throw that money in there. And retailers, that shit is a hell of a deal.
And we just started rolling out stretch goals, and we got quite the jam-packed list of extra books that you get just for, being a part of the campaign.
You hear that? Do you hear that, fans? If you love extra goodies, this is the type of project you got to put that money behind.
Hell,
I didn't
even leave it with one. If you're cool with it, Al, you want me to bring up that one page real quick? The one.
Yeah.
Good. Here let's do that real quick.
What you got? We're about to get teased over here. Alan quickly said yes, so this is gonna be a nice tease here, folks.
There you go. You get a one-page look there.
Get
to see some goodies, some bones crunching.
Oh my God! Yes, I kind of saw that in the video where it wasn't colored, and now to see it here in all of the glory, holy smokes!
And this is what the end fight's gonna be like, all 6 pages.
Whoa, that looks crazy! Look at that.
Yeah, that end fight is the same artist, right, Al? It's Lee Reese. Yeah, he does great work.
Whoa. I am digging and Phil, geez, bro. Skill on that coloring, muchacho. And even that looks nasty in the last panel with the octopus.
Yeah, with that ink.
Yeah, that ink. Oof, ew, get away from me. Don't show me that, you pervert. That's awesome. The book looks great. That page looks wonderful. Folks, you know what to do. You got us to put independent creators like Alan and Phil. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me.
Thanks for having us.
About Kaiju-Mania. This project is at 28% of its goal right now, folks. 20%. So let's get it done. Got 25 days to go. Let's get it funded by this week so you could get all those extras and those extra goodies that'll make it more expensive for him to ship to you.
And real quick, I'd like to shout out all the creative teams that have, allowed for those extra goodies to be possible. We've had a ton of people donate, PDFs to their books and stuff like that. And it's honestly kind of overwhelming. Everybody's just kind of showing out and coming together, and it's nice.
Yeah, we just got a few new ones on board last night, man. That was great.
When you guys put good to the world, that's what happens, man. when you guys put good energy, you know, flower time, guys, thank you for doing that. You know, Alan, thank you for putting in, creating this, and having that vision of helping others. You know, working with people like Phil, and beautiful work. You know, supporting indie, supporting the future. We need more people like you in this industry. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much.
What you will do. I know I could see you doing big things just because you have a big heart.
Yeah, you got the passion, man, for sure.
And that's one thing to succeed here. You know, don't be an asshole. And he's actually proving this big time by just helping others and putting others first, and these amazing projects. So, you know, salute to you.
Thank you.
So with that, folks, please check out the project one more time. inked.pub/Kaiju-Mania. You know how to spell Kaiju? Kaiju. A mania, just like a maniac without the C. All right. Check it out. Amazing creators, amazing book. It's monsters, big monsters fighting in cities. Who doesn't want that?
And you get to choose who wins.
Hell yeah. Why? And a champion to come back.
4 kaiju enter, 1 leaves. You decide.
Oh man, you got to do the intro like that. I can tell you, that's crazy. I love it. All right, folks, you know what to do. Follow everything Comic Crusaders, Undercover Capes, you know, comiccrusaders.com, undercovercapes.com, all the family, everybody. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. ¡Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.